and gentlemen, to another broadcast of Jerusalem's Gate. I'm so glad you tuned in. Just a brief introduction on some videos and an article I'm going to show you about the Iran nuclear deal and what the Europeans' opinion is. And we'll go over that in a second. The article is from Reuters, and then I have two videos to show you. Or I may slip in a third one. It depends. I like to keep my videos real short because people don't like long videos. That's one thing I've learned about when I started the channel. But thank you, new subscribers, for subscribing. If you want to help out Jerusalem's Gate, the best thing to do is like, comment, and subscribe, since we do not accept money. But let's get on to the news about Iran and how I believe that Iran is listed in Ezekiel 38, the Gog and Magog war that Ezekiel talks about. They list Persia, and it's guaranteed that Persia is an ancient name for, guess who? Iran. And Iran is one of the nations that should come against Israel in the latter days, which I believe we're living in today. So let's get started. Here we go. Yes, my friends, this is the article, one of the articles I was talking about, and I'm trying to have an unbiased opinion regarding Iran. But I also know what Ezekiel 38 says about Persia being one of the countries, like I just spoke to you in the intro. This is coming out of Reuters. Title reads, Iran's uranium enrichment plans are close to the, quote, red line, French minister. Let's dive into the article for a couple of paragraphs, and then I have a couple of videos for you. Iran's declaration that it could increase its uranium enrichment capacity, capacity if a nuclear deal with world powers falls apart, risks sailing close to the, quote, red line, France's foreign minister said on Wednesday. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei said on Monday he had ordered preparations to increase uranium enrichment capacity if the nuclear agreement collapsed after the United States withdrew from the deal last month. Ladies and gentlemen, they're desiring nuclear weapons with the deal or without the deal. I believe that Iran wants to balance the powers and be the main superpower in the East, and there's only one way to do that in their opinion, and that's to obtain nuclear weapons. And we all know how many times Iran has threatened Israel with destruction. And if they obtain nuclear weapons, they have the ballistic capabilities of delivering those to Israel. And you know, if they were responsible, and if they wouldn't have made all those threats, those millions and millions of threats against Israel for so many years now, maybe a nuclear deal could be worked out. But not with an unstable country like this that swears to the destruction of Israel. No way, absolutely no way. Let's watch a couple of videos, and then we'll go ahead and close. But let's get these videos out. I think you'll find them very interesting.
L'initiative, je crois, est assez malvenue. Ça montre une forme d'irritation et c'est toujours dangereux de flirter avec les lignes rouges. Mais aujourd'hui, l'initiative qui a été prise,
de renforcer le processus d'enrichissement de l'uranium reste dans le cadre de l'accord de Vienne totalement.
Enfin, l'installation de nouvelles centrifugeuses serait bien contraire au terme de l'accord.
Non, ce qui a été annoncé hier reste totalement dans l'accord.
Oui, c'est la préparation à...
Si on passe à une étape supérieure, oui, l'accord serait rompu. Mais il faut que les Iraniens se rendent compte que s'ils rompent l'accord, alors ils s'exposent à de nouvelles sanctions et que les Européens ne pourront pas rester inertes à ce moment-là. Nous voulons le maintien de l'accord, nous travaillons dans ce sens, nous travaillons avec les Iraniens en ce sens. Je comprends que cela fasse débat en Iran, il faut savoir raison garder et rester très fidèle à l'accord et qu'il soit contrôlé en permanence par l'Agence internationale pour l'énergie atomique, ce qu'elle fait, et aujourd'hui l'accord n'est pas rompu et l'Iran respecte totalement ses engagements.
Well, as you can see,
expose à de nouvelles sanctions et que...
As you can hear and see, it's in French, and they had the interpretation on the notes, the footnotes. But I got another video for you coming up right now. Thank you.
The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has met with French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris as part of a three-day European tour to try to gather support for his position on Iran and the nuclear deal. Both leaders spoke about their close relationship, but they didn't see eye to eye on everything. Nevertheless, Netanyahu was determined to get his point across.
The nuclear archive that we uncovered recently proved that Iran lied to the world about its nuclear weapons program. And I believe now is the time to apply maximum pressure on Iran to make sure that their nuclear program doesn't go anywhere. I want to make it clear that I did not ask President Macron to leave the deal. I think that economic realities are going to decide this matter.
Avec bien évidemment les homologues européens.
But President Macron was keen to raise the issue of Israel's approach to the Palestinian people. He said, "We do not aim to officially recognize Palestine because this would be viewed or perceived as a reaction to another unilateral act, which is, in my view, a mistake. That is the US decision to view Jerusalem as the capital. The experience of recent weeks has shown that unilateralism, irrespective of others' positions, can only lead to violence." Meanwhile, Ayatollah Khamenei of Iran has ordered its Atomic Energy Authority to increase uranium enrichment capacities if the nuclear agreement falls apart. It comes after President Trump withdrew from the international agreement and ordered sanctions against Iran. The move came despite assurances from the International Atomic Energy Authority that Iran had not broken the 2015 agreement.
The international nuclear watchdog has confirmed that Iran is preparing to restart the production of a chemical compound that can be used to produce nuclear weapons. Tehran earlier sent an official letter informing the organisation that it's stepping up its enrichment capacity.
Right now, the electrical infrastructure and utilities at Natanz are ready for hundreds of thousands of separative work units. We've started the work. Yesterday we sent a letter about the start of some activities to the IAEA.
These developments come with the Iran nuclear deal on the verge of unravelling. The 2015 accord was the result of long drawn-out negotiations that lifted international sanctions against Iran, and in turn Tehran gave up its nuclear aspirations and significantly limited its enrichment program. But now that the US has scrapped the agreement, sanctions are being imposed again, and Washington is warning there's more to come.
We will apply unprecedented financial pressure on the Iranian regime. The leaders in Tehran will have no doubt about our seriousness. These will indeed end up being the strongest sanctions in history when we are complete.
The EU has reacted to Iran's latest move, saying that although it doesn't constitute a breach of the deal, the revival of enrichment activities by Tehran exacerbates the already fragile situation. Meanwhile, both Iran and Washington are putting pressure on Europe, each issuing threats and ultimatums.
Is the U.S. going to impose sanctions on European companies that continue to do business with Iran?
I think I did give the answer.
Well, you said we'll see.
The answer is it's possible. It depends on the conduct of other governments.
European countries seem to expect the Iranian people to both suffer from the sanctions and give up their nuclear energy activities, abiding by the JCPOA limits. I'm telling those countries that this is a dream that's never going to come true. This will never happen.
Zaid Mohammed Morandi, a politics professor at the University of Tehran, believes Iran has shown remarkable restraint and that the ball is now in Europe's court.
I think without a doubt the Iranians have shown a great deal of patience so far. When the Americans pulled out, many expected the Iranians to pull out immediately as well, because after all, this was a multilateral agreement, and the United States is the key antagonist. And when the United States pulls out, the agreement really becomes almost meaningless. However, the Iranians showed patience, and they told the Europeans that if they're willing to grow backbone and stand up to the Americans, protect their citizens, protect their business people and their corporations and companies and banking and financial institutions with real commitments, if they bring forth solid commitments to show the Iranians that they're willing to do this, then Iran can stay within the agreement. But otherwise, if the Europeans are just going to give verbal support and back down and allow their companies to be sanctioned and punished by the Americans, then there's absolutely no reason why the Iranians should stay in agreement.